Now, just doing a little bit of a left turn, okay? Just a tiny bit. We're going off of the Tupac thing for a second, but I do want to get your opinion on this too, because I do find this a bit odd. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks this is odd, but I think it's odd. And I'm going to share this, okay? So there's a new judge that's going to be involved in Diddy's whole case. And so I'm a little nervous about this. I'm going to keep it a buck. Maybe this is nothing. Maybe it means nothing, okay? But at the same time, it seems a bit odd. He tried to get bail twice. Two different judges, right? But the second judge was supposed to be the judge that was going to be the one spearheading or judging this whole rush houring trial, right? This whole rush houring case, okay? Got to use these code words. I know, it's annoying. But what's interesting, though, is now that judge is gone. Is there a reason why the judge is gone? Like, did they scare this man off or this judge off? Like, what's going on here? This is not normal, is it?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't seen the details of this reassignment. I will say it's not that uncommon for very early preliminary processes in a case to be handled by a different judge or a different set of judges than the more material things that tend to happen later on when trial dates are being set, motions are being heard, and so forth. Often it's in federal court anyway, I believe that magistrates often hear like bail hearings rather than the main, the district judge that's assigned. So it's not generally that like a cause for alarm that there's a different judge than there was that heard the bail hearing. But without knowing more about exactly what happened and why the reassignment was, I wouldn't want to get out over my skis about whether this is fishy or not.
Okay, because it's a little, I don't know. It's a little odd, right? Right? That's a little odd, right? Okay, I'm not crazy. Okay, Pascal's not crazy today. Yeah, I'm not crazy today because that seems a bit odd because remember, okay, and of course this is when everyone goes and wears their speculation hats and their tinfoil hats. But remember, this man right here, okay, this ish right here, he's trying to go for a third chance to get bail. Remember, this man is very dangerous, and any person that was to sit here, any judge that was to let him go and run out here in these streets knows for a fact what Diddy will do once he gets set free. One of the main things I have a problem with is that there's 120 individuals that are going to file separate lawsuits against Diddy. No more class action lawsuits here, guys. It's all individual. So wouldn't the judge see this and immediately go, listen, he just hear ye, knocking the gavel and saying, hey, guys, I know he probably doesn't do the hear ye. But anyway, he's probably sitting there going, no. Guys, we're not even going to do this trial because there's 120 people that I need to protect. And if Diddy finds out who these 120 people are, he can go in and harass, intimidate, coerce them into not testifying, so on and so forth, dropping their trial or dropping their lawsuits and all that stuff. So now it says, even in this article here, okay, that let's see, that this gives Combs, because he's going for a third chance at this, trying to appeal this bail for the third time. This actually gives him a potential chance because now it's a brand new judge and with brand new ears, a brand new perspective, he's going to look at this and go, well, maybe I'll give him a chance, right? Maybe I'll just give peace a chance. No, I hope to God that's not the case, but it is weird to me that the judge now suddenly is brand new, and that's going to be a new, fresher eyes, new, fresher ears, new opinions. And this could get this guy out here, maybe on an anklet, right? He's not allowed to talk to women and all that stuff, which is crazy. All the things that he's trying to throw in there, selling his house, his own mama's house and all that stuff. But he's going to try everything he can to get out. And now this new judge can look at this and go, yeah, you can go. You're an artist. You're not going to run away. And I think that's scary. That's scary. And then instantly I go, was this guy bought out or was this new judge possibly getting bought in? What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, it's unfortunate that so much of the outcomes in the criminal justice system depend on the particular personality that is sitting up on the bench there. Because you're absolutely right that decisions about things like bail can really affect the downstream consequences of what happens in a case. You can obviously have the circumstances that was why the previous judges were concerned here. You have the risk that somebody can go and interfere with witnesses. They could, potentially intimidate people, do worse. Otherwise, take actions that affect what ultimately then comes out at trial and the consequences that they're subject to. They have, frankly, incentives to do that. And so that's the risk that the judges are very well aware of. The other side of it too, though, is you're stuck in jail on bail. Can be a little bit challenging to be able to put your defense together, to be able to get your evidence located and stuff like that. So it really does go both ways with bail, and just the personality having an effect on that, right? One judge who is real law and order and is very concerned about the safety, that judge is going to produce a particular outcome in the case. A judge who is more laissez-faire, sure, go ahead. Well, that's going to have different downstream consequences.
I mean, if you're going all French, que sera, sera, he'll just be like, But go ahead. I'm sorry. Didn't mean
but
to.
I do think I take some comfort in this particular case by the fact that the previous rulings, denying bail. I mean, they're pretty they're very strong. Like, these are not, to me, reading it, this does not come across as a close question that the judge had to grapple with. That he was real tempted to go one way or the other. And so, for the most part, judges don't tend to want to be the story of the case. There's exceptions. I mean, just like anywhere. But if the judge is the story of the case, it just means he's being too controversial, and it tends to be a bad indicator of how things are going. And so, the fact that this has already been so publicly smacked down a couple of times, and the reasons for that have been articulated and very clear. I have reason to believe that he would flee, that he would intimidate witnesses. Look at what he's already been doing on the phone, stuff like that. Then it makes it much less likely in my mind that a new judge is going to depart from that, because it would be such an attention getting move. Suddenly now all eyes are going to be on the judge, and the story now is about you, the judge, and this decision you made, and not the case and the justice that's supposed to be being carried out in that courtroom.
Absolutely. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm so sorry, but I couldn't help that. It was guttural reaction. It'd be idiotic for him to suddenly renege on a judgment that happened twice in a row. Instantly, if he was to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, no, he good, let him free. Put on that anklet though. He's not a flight risk. He's not going to coerce and harass people. He's fine. He's not a monster, right? Let him free." Everybody would be like, "Who is this judge?" And all of a sudden, TMZ's all up in their face, right? And I'm sure he doesn't want all that. So he should follow in suit. Because I don't see why. I mean, he should, right? Court of public opinion, he should. But the
court of public opinion, he definitely should. And as just a matter of kind of practice and respect to the judges who have already ruled on this, that's a little bit of pressure on him to do it as well. And frankly, he should do it because it's the right decision in this particular case. It isn't always the right decision to hold somebody, without bail. But there is considerable evidence of risk here, not just a flight, but definitely the witness interference and intimidation and things like that. There's just too much at stake in this case.
I mean, I can name 133 reasons why. Okay. I can name 133 reasons why right now. Okay. I don't know all of them. A lot of them are Jane Doe's and John Doe's, but still, okay, all of those reasons should be enough for the judge to be like, we don't even need to have this hearing. You already know what I'm going to say. No. Put him back in the cage. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's exactly where he should be,
Yeah.
in my personal opinion. But yeah, it would be wild if he did do that. And then, yeah, I could see how people would look at that and side-eye the judge like, are you getting paid? We already know that the conspiracy theories have been running amok. So I can see if he was to sit there and go, let him free, everybody would be like, you under his payroll. You're corrupt too. And I'm sure he doesn't want that either.
No, he doesn't want that.
No,
he doesn't want that.
He shouldn't. But of course, if Diddy and his team come out with some solid reasons to let him out on bail, then sure. But you got to miss me with the nonsense of like, I swear to God, Judge, I won't talk to no women's. That makes no sense to me. That doesn't. That makes me go, that's the reason why you should be locked up.
Yeah.
You can't talk to women. You know, good portion of the world is filled with women. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular opinion, there's a lot of women in the world.
There's a few.
It's going to be a little tough for you to talk to some women while you're free.
PASCAL, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.